verdict. There is a law that does require her to be here for sentencing and hear the uh, victim statements, but
We
so
have a
the court is essentially
verdict.
left with a choice of forcibly compelling her to be here, which could cause her to, I don't know, could cause further issues. We have deputies that certainly, if I order them to do that, they would do that, but I don't want to put them in a position of harm if something happens, and I don't think that's appropriate. So I'm not going to do that. And again, there is no law that requires her to do that. So, Mr. Roberts, anything for the record before we bring the jury out?
Your Honor, I would concur with the court's research here. I think that we're all aware that there was a law recently passed that requires the defendant to be present for at least the victim impact portion of sentencing, and I agree. I don't think there's anything that requires her to be here. So pursuant to the written stipulation that she has already filed and has been witnessed and updated by Mr. Johnson as we go here, I think we can proceed without her presence.
Okay. Anything else, Mr. Johnson, before we leave the hearing?
No, sir.
All right, please rise.
Come in, everyone. The verdict is in. The verdict is in. The verdict is in. Hello, Bogart. Hello, Amelia.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the court has been informed that you have reached a verdict. If that is true, I'd have the foreman please rise and give the verdict form to Mr. Weaver, the bailiff. All right, thank you, Mr. Weaver. Can the foreperson please rise and announce the verdict?
She has to read the whole thing, or
Typically, there's no set way to do it, but typically you could say in the people's state of Michigan versus, and then
Extra
one count,
super
the
guilty.
verdict is in count two.
And the people of the United States versus Shanda Van ARK, count one.
You mean people's state of Michigan, correct?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yep.
I apologize.
Okay, all right, that's
The
okay.
people of the state of Michigan versus Shanda Van ARK, count one, charging open murder involving the death of Timothy Ferguson. We find her guilty of first-degree felony murder. Count two, first-degree child abuse. We find her guilty of first-degree child abuse.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Court will record the verdict for the record. Mr. Johnson, would you like the jury poll? Please. All right. All right, juror number 2, please rise. Is that your verdict? Juror number 4, is that your verdict? Okay, and you don't have to say, you can say yes or no. So juror number, actually that was juror number 4. Juror number 5, is that your verdict?
Yes.
All right, you can sit down. Juror number 6, please rise. Is that your verdict?
yes, sir.
All right, juror number 7, is that your verdict?
Yes.
All right, juror number 8, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 9, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 10, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 11, is that your verdict?
Yes, Your Honor.
Juror number 12, is that your verdict?
Yes.
Juror number 13, is that your verdict?
Yes.
And juror number 14, is that your verdict?
Yes.
All right. So with that being said, again, the court will record the verdict for the record. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for your service. This was an incredibly difficult case. Now, you know, when the attorneys were discussing what the evidence would be, I think you understand what we were talking about. Unfortunately, now it was not for the faint of heart, and certainly those of you who did this, unfortunately, it's unfortunate that you will not get those images out of your mind. I won't, but somebody had to do it, and I'm glad that you were willing to do that. You are discharged of service at this time. You are free to talk to anyone you wish about this, or you don't have to talk to anybody if you don't want to, but you're free. Restriction regarding news reports. You can do anything you want. You can talk to anyone you want at this point going forward. So again, thank you for your service, and you are excused. Mr. Weaver, please rise.
Okay, so as the jury goes out, I want to listen to hear if they schedule the sentencing, and then we'll know when the sentencing takes place, and it'll be interesting to see if she comes for her own sentencing. But yes, we have justice for that poor young man, Timothy Ferguson, who was 15 when his mother essentially tortured him to death. And
Anything else for the record, Mr. Robbins?
Yes, Your Honor, we officially moved to revoke bond. I don't believe bond has been posted, and I don't know if it was set, but in light of the conviction here, I think the court is required to revoke bond.
I don't know either, but certainly, given the nature of the crime, court is going to revoke bond. We are going to schedule sentencing for January 29th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. The court's going to refer the matter to state probation for preparation of a pre-sentence report. And again, bond is revoked at this time. Anything else for the record, Mr. Roberts?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Johnson?
No, sir, thank you.
Gentlemen, I can't say enough. You were very professional. I think you did both did an incredibly good job, and certainly, again, professional. And I certainly appreciate that. We were very efficient, and I think that.
all right, I'm going to mute that. So what's going on is Shanda Vander ARK is guilty. And she did not show up for her own verdict. Not surprisingly. Let me remove this here. She did not show up for her own verdict. The sentencing has been scheduled for January 29th in the morning. I will put that on my calendar, but we'll see what's going on otherwise at that point. So we do have justice for young Timothy Ferguson, who this was a jury trial. So we do have they polled each jury member. The judge polled each jury member, and each one of them said that they said guilty. So I will put that on my calendar. I'm not sure what will be going on at that time, if I'll pick up the sentencing, but it will be interesting to see if she shows up for her own sentencing or if she'll be too sick for that as well. And my understanding is that the son Paul is also up for trial, but it's possible that there will be some sort of deal made or plea made before that, and that he may not go to trial. She, by law, she's supposed to be, there for her own trial as well, but she waived her rights to that. So I don't know if they drag her in for sentencing, even when she claims that she's too ill for it, but she should have to be there for her own sentencing. So they weren't out long at all. I mean, I think they were out only as long as they could stand to be out. They probably made the decision pretty quickly. I mean, it was probably not like it from the time that we stopped this stream earlier to now is something like 2 hours. So they were probably only really deliberating for an hour and a half at most, or even maybe 45 minutes to an hour at most. Oh, I see what you're saying, Bogart. So that all goes to show that you can be a highly intelligent lawyer working for a judge, and if you torture your child to death, you know, you could still be a person who tortures your child to death. You just don't know what's going on behind closed doors. So I really appreciate you all being here. I appreciate the very intelligent conversation and being respectful in the chat. And I will see you for the next trial. I'm not Chopper. The verdict is guilty, and it was very quick. And you know, you really didn't miss anything, and she didn't show up. So of course she didn't show up. So I'm not sure which trial I'm going to go live with next, but you'll see me. I'll see you around. Yeah, I'll definitely be doing the Chad Daybell trial for sure. But there will be trials before that I'm sure I'll get interested in, want to people watch. So, all right. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful rest of your day and have a great weekend as well. Bye-bye. Hit the thumbs up. Thank you.